Entertainment is now our lives.
You low-key spin, narrator!
It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing.
Talk
without
to him!
entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so,
okay?
So
what the hell?
My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office.
Bro!
I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real.
I'm scared!
Anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am
Bro,
I?
ew, stop! Stop. I don't like it. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play anymore. I'm scared. Hey, what's up? How you doing? It is TJ Extra Putin back with another video. And today I am beginning part 1, the playthrough of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Now it was, you know what I'm saying, gonna be Max Payne. However, the Steam version apparently is horrific. It's a madness blood. It's a mad thing. So I'm not gonna be doing that. So I was browsing games, perusing things that I was always interested in, and I decided on this. So let's get into it. No, I have not played the Stanley Parable before. Adjust. Yep. Enter the current time. Okay. It is currently 5:22 p.m. How do I confirm? Gotta use a mouse on them because you know I'm a controller king. Accessibility settings can make access for the main menu. Yep. All right. So the only thing that I know about this game. Oh, that's cool. It has a little like fourth wall 4D stuff. I definitely gotta up the sensitivity because games for whatever reason just assume that you are like 77 years old and need it very slow. All right, so I know that the narrator is a dickhead. That's one thing I know for sure.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, Big Stan.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every
Zero
day,
sugar joints,
every
bro.
month of every year.
Oh my gosh, he's
Others might have considered it soul-rending. Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
My boy Stanley, NPC. He don't want more out of life.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Let's talk about
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
That's horror, mate.
No one had showed up to give him instructions,
Literally horror.
call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete
They're
isolation.
waffling.
Something was very clearly wrong.
Bro.
Shocked,
I'll
frozen
let
solid,
this finish.
Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, that's me now? Oh, snap. Okay. Bro, I've been watching the Shits and Gigs podcast and like a lot of like Philly and Chunks videos. Bro, UK slang, just the way that they talk. Oh my gosh, I could listen to it for days on end. It's so hilarious, like for no reason. Oh wow, the sensitivity might be a little too high. Okay. Old ass computer. What year is this? I hate Mondays. Typical office mug. The way this game controls is a little strange, but we ball.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where they at, though? It's like I'm moving faster than the frames are coming in.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Right,
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, doors are open. How do I... L2 is crouch. That's weird. L2 and R. Okay. Oh, X is how you... Okay. Where? I'm disrespecting the narrator off rip.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Let me in. I'm sorry about that, fam, but I have to go elsewhere. I gotta explore.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's crazy disrespectful, sir. I don't appreciate it. What the heck is this? Is this the storage packing facility? What type of office job is this?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Bro, breaking the shit out of the
fourth
fourth wall.
Trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Nah, bro, I'm on my Luffy timing, bro.
This is it, Stanley.
I don't care.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What are you talking about, gang? What is that black abyss? Alright, I'll listen to you. Let me out. I'm lying. What is this right here? What the hell?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
I am
to
confused.
Reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What button do I do that with? X? What is going on?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, I got a little baby girl.
All right. Okay, there we go.
My apartment number is 427.
Tell me all about
What the hell?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
This narrator is a dickhead.
You. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
That kind of scared me a little bit.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
That is so disrespectful.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Wow!
Now he's pushing
Why
buttons.
is there a couch in the door of the
he's
bedroom?
eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Yeah, this is... I'm gonna press every button except for X. I don't want to. Can I? Alright, whatever.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of
Not in the rat
into
race
the unknown,
of officer work.
fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Where's the TV?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day
wanna
while at
leave.
work, He stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
That's crazy.
The thought excited him terribly.
To spend time with the boys?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby.
A game with a baby.
The Stanley Parable.
Tell your kids
It was
a story.
such a wonderful fantasy.
I don't want to hear this nigga yap no more, bro. Let me leave.
And then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I thought I was hanging out with the boys.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here.
Why is my apartment turning into my office?
The next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see
what do you mean,
I
sir?
see?
I have to provide
How
for
can I make him
myself,
look at
gang.
himself?
Are you gonna pay my bills? Like, what is this? Like, what is your point,
I
sir?
suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
Are you gonna pay my bills? If you're not gonna pay my bills, then what are you yapping for, gang?
Again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What the hell? I was walking. I moved a button. I didn't push a button. Never the end is.
All of his
What?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
All right, I'm gonna listen
Stanley
to him this
decided
time.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single
Tips
person
for
there
not
either.
getting fired
Feeling a
is
wave of
crazy.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Meeting room. Floor Forex group. Not cost efficient. What isn't cost efficient? Standardized graphs. 40x wide. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. God dang. Reflect. Everyone's unique. You most of all. Number of slides on this slide. Yeah, this does look like rain brought. I mean, bro, am I good? Brain rot. Damn.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
Teenagers, a lot of percentage. Size of demographic. What type of job is this? Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market parade. Monetize free to play. Does he work for a game development company? Does he work for Ubisoft? Profits, 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 profits. Yep, sounds like Ubisoft. All right, where's Boss Man at?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
This narration is killing me, bro.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
On the contrary, this look creepy.
But Stanley
Who
just
is
couldn't do
whipping
it.
around
He
in
considered
this
the possibility of facing
monstrosity?
his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
Coffee stain on the
Maybe,
carpet?
he thought to
Yikes.
himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking
This is the
mysteriously
same-
out of
the same
existence in a
joint?
single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley
Ain't no
pondered
way.
this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he
I
looked
was
down?
thinking that,
Why
but
did
didn't say
doors
it.
close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yeah.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
What
He
is
just
going on?
hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all
I'm
a
so
dream.
confused.
Oh, what a relief.
I'll go upstairs.
He
I'm
finally
sorry.
found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going
Brethren,
to lose
you're
his job.
waffling, mate.
He wasn't crazy after all.
You're literally
He
grim.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job. pushing
Narrator's a
buttons.
chinwag,
I may
innit?
as well enjoy this
Honestly.
while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying. and
This is
began
kinda
to gently
therapeutic walking
float
through these
above the
hallways.
ground. Then he imagined
What?
himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered
what I'm
Stanley's
saying?
head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Let's
Why
talk
is
about
there a
it.
voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was
It's a
describing
little weird,
itself
you know what I'm
being
saying?
considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Uh-huh.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
I'm going back.
the truth was that, of course,
Flip the
this
script
was not
on
a
them.
dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply
Or I
deceiving
can't.
himself?
Interesting.
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now hearing
I'll
the voice
go
speak
upstairs.
was quite a
I'm
shock.
sorry.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Bro,
He would prove it.
you're
He
scaring
would prove
me.
that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife
What type of
and my
Matrix
job. All I
tomfoolery?
want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please,
What
someone
the
wake
hell?
me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office.
Bro!
I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real.
I'm
I must be
scared!
real. Anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Bro, ew, stop! Stop! Stop!
And
Stop!
everything
Stop!
went
Stop!
black.
Stop! Stop! Stop. I don't like it. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play anymore. I'm scared.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day,
Stanley
her walk was
offed
interrupted
himself?
by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Bro, this game is
Then she remembered the
insane.
meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she
Why is that
turned
do they have the budget for one car model? Why is it the same thing? Bro, that like
All of his
actually
co-workers were gone. What could
that
it mean?
actually made me like
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Ugh, I
Perhaps
didn't
he had
like
simply
that.
missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set
Okay,
of two
I'll
open
listen to
doors,
you.
he entered the door on his left.
I'll listen to him for like 2 more things than I did on
Yet
the last
there was not
run.
a single person here either. Feeling a
Talk
wave of
less, do
disbelief,
unbelievably amazing
Stanley
work all the
decided
time,
to go
every day,
up
with
to
no
his boss's
expectation of
office,
promotion or
hoping he might
recognition.
find an
Don't get
answer
fired.
there.
You know? Alright, I'll go upstairs.
Coming to a staircase,
And then I'll do 2 more
Stanley
things after
walked
that, and then
upstairs
we'll
to his
disobey.
boss's office.
Why does the boss office look like a penthouse? I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. So that's a lovely purse. Say that's a lovely purse. What? What? Do you hate pandas? Pandas be chillin'. Panda cool.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course,
No, I wanted to
Stanley
disobey.
couldn't possibly have known this.
Dang it. Alright. 2, 8, 4,
Yet
5.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Now I gotta
Amazing.
disobey him.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I gotta disobey him just off principle. This is definitely like a paradox of the Matrix. The atmosphere of me actually playing this game is very unsettling. Like just the light bulb sound. Do I just jump? Oh, okay. I couldn't see the floor. This game is weird, dog.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It
Yeah,
was a stirring
peculiar
of emotion in
is
his
a way to
chest,
put it.
as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead
Oh my
through the large door
gosh,
that
that was
read
loud.
Mind Control Facility.
That's clearly not an escape, but
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
okay. What do we do, chat? I ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Big crouch. If I actually
The door
die right
behind
here,
him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
uh-huh.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I don't fear you! Is this legit? Is this legit death? They need a loading screen for death? What type of Star Wars Death
As the
Star
machine
activity
whirred
is
into
this?
motion, and Stanley was inched closer and closer to
This
his
is like something
demise.
that you
It
parkour on
reflected
in
that his life had been of
Jedi
no
Survivor.
consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't
No
see the
way
bigger
I'm about
picture.
to get
He doesn't know
smushed.
the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world
Wait.
is.
Oh, wait.
Perhaps his death was
Wait,
a
I'm
complete
sorry.
loss, like
Wait.
cutting the eyeballs from
Wait.
a blind man.
Narrator!
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent
No!
end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell.
Please! Don't do me like this! Narrator! We can talk about this. It's just...
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Bro, I am in such a state of confusion.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Is that it? Is that just death? Rest in peace? Please. Oh, snap. Am I in heaven? Are these the pearly gates?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Nature paintings. If that isn't the most random thing. Mini cubicles. Office layout. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Credits. These look like Monsters Inc. doors. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. This game is bizarre, dog. Maintenance room. Warzone. An ending where Stanley will end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game will become a sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Dog. This is quite the layout. Narrator emails. We asked people to email the narrator for questions while we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Bro.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Who needs who?
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Stop speaking in riddles.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
You think I'm...
Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
You think I'm pussy?
Whatever you do, choose it.
You think
Don't
I'm
let
pussy?
time choose for you. Don't let...
At least I wasn't pussy. Okay, we taking an alternate route in the boss's office. Man, this game is weird, bro. I didn't know what to expect, but it was not this. Man, being in an environment like this, though, I don't know if I could do it. I'd have to get very well compensated, because it seems like this job, or just the life like this, is just zapping. But at the same time, it's like, bro, are you gonna pay my bills, bro? Are you gonna feed my kids? Are you gonna, like, no. So it's like, until there's fundamentally like a change in the way that the United States of America does. Why am I in the same? I was in that, bro. Until there's a fundamental
Stepping into his manager's office,
overhaul
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
financial
life.
system.
What could it mean?
I put the
Stanley
code in wrong,
wondered
too.
aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
All right,
Amazing.
I'm just
He
not.
stepped
I'm
into
not
the
gonna
newly
off
opened
myself this time.
passageway.
All right. All right. We're going up. We're going up. Thank you. Yeah, but as I was saying, there needs to be like some type of fundamental overhaul of capitalism, because the people with all the power got way too much of it, and the people without it have absolutely zero. So it leads to people just being slaves to the establishment, unfortunately, if you want to have any semblance of success in this life. But then it's like, you can be self-employed and build your own brand, but at the same time, you're still subjected to the means at which the establishment owns. It's like you think you have a level of independence, but it's like you almost don't. You're so controlled, and it's different topic for a different day. Anyways.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Looked like something Dr. Doofenshmirtz would plot in his blueprints before Mr. Krrr came in.
Now the monitors jumped
Handle
to life,
business.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Watching them all from their cubicles like this is crazy.
Images on a screen, and Stanley
To employee numbers.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, this is wild.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it.
The
He
mind
couldn't
control
accept it.
facility.
His own life in someone else's control?
I think that's
Never. It was unthinkable.
I think there's a deeper meaning there.
Wasn't it?
There's some layers
Was it
that should
even
get
possible?
peeled back.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Yes, he had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
It's like that
As
one weird
sunlight
movie with
streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
What's that guy's name?
For it was not knowledge or even
Jim
power
Carrey.
that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So do I have to start from ground zero again? I've beat the game? Bro, nah.
All of his co-workers were...
Oh, I think the point of the game is like, okay, you get so used to a routine that I'm not even questioning anymore whether or not I'm gonna go into the door on the right. All right, so now if I go through the door on the right, but does it keep any of my progress? Do these hallways look different? Am I tripping?
A set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, sure.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
What type of absolute tomfoolery nonsense am I about to see right now?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right.
What are you doing, Mr. Narrator, man?
It was to the right. What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Rustling papers is crazy.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely,
the clap pisses me off.
This way.
Oh, that's a that's a truck. Why is it on? Why are the headlights on? Why is the engine running? Questions.
No.
Wow.
This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Can we not? Can we not?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
Bro.
Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Type
did
shit.
you move the story somewhere or... Hold on.
I've done a lot of
I'm
things.
asking you. I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's
You need
here
to tighten up,
somewhere.
bro.
Okay, then.
Mr. Narrator man need to tighten up.
Come, Stanley.
Damn,
Let's
that's a lot of
find
doors.
The story.
Jittle snacks bagoozen rang, gootna plax my jickle ute. Jittle snacks my gootsna nang, futtle snacks my jittle ute. Okay, those doors are connected. Those are going to the same place. That's different, and that's different. Okay, so off principle that this is going to the right.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we just...
But that's going to the
do we
right
need to
too.
restart the
But
game
no, that's
again?
also going to the
Well, I
left.
find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and
Okay, I'm
over
going
again.
here.
But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
What? I didn't even walk yet. Okay.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I
See?
might be remembering this
See?
wrong.
Stupid.
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I don't want. Well, I don't have any other options. Jeez, this game is weird.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it
Oh,
comes.
awesome. I'm
No,
just.
wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay, teamwork makes the dream work, Mr. Narrator. Let's go. What? This looks unsafe.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
This
Is
looks
this the
like
story?
somewhere.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took
Like
place in an
somewhere
office
you
building.
go exploring with your
Is that
friends and get the police
Do you
called
remember,
on you.
Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were
I don't know.
supposed to be doing,
I don't know where the
how
hell
about
this story
this?
is going. Don't ask me,
You
big bro.
win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard
Tight
work,
shit,
and
tight
it really
shit.
paid off. So, good job.
Yeah.
Oh no, no.
Know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some
You
people
hating.
win fair and square.
Nah,
and
you
this was
hating.
not
You
one of
hating.
those
You hating. You
situations.
hating. You hating.
Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
care what
Get
might
me
happen
outta
this
here,
time,
gang.
I have to restart.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, I've got a solution.
Adventure
This time, to
line?
make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I don't feel like it, Mr. Narrator man.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Bro gave up on me. Bro said I'm a lost cause. That's kind of disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look back on what I just said in editing and be like, oh my gosh, that was so cringe. Why did I say that? If I keep it in the video, then you'll know. But
You see? The line knows
I
where
thought
the
about it
story
and I was
is.
like,
It's over in this
immediately
direction.
after saying it, I
Onward,
thought I
Stanley,
shouldn't
to
have.
destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
Okay.
Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact
nature of existence
of one's subjective experience.
Byproduct of subjective experience.
Right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office,
your experience is my experience.
This office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct. Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
It's a lot of big words, bro.
Apologize.
I'm gonna need a thesaurus.
Going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I'm with that. Not this. What is even this? Is this Big Mom music? Is this Big Mom and the Homies music? And that's loud. That's real loud. Turn that down, gang. Did this just lead me right back to my office? I'm about to get pissed. Alright, I'll follow the line, bro. I'll follow the line. This is loud as hell. I'm about to turn this down. Narrator! I'm about to turn this down in editing. Stop! So they're doing like a test, cause like the music is making me want to follow the line. This line sucks. A question mark made of question marks. That should be the logo for the game. A question mark made of question marks. Jekyll Gang with snaps bagoozin', Bottle Ute with snaps barang, Jekyll Ute with fall snack jacks. Yeah. You can't hold me down, Mr. Narrator. I'm still gonna find a way to break out of this. Okay, low-key, they was in the studio cooking with this. This is low-key kind of hard.
Got the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
Okay,
You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, angles. Tight shit. Yep. All right, cool. I've studied the fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Like, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
No.
The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Bro, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? What? Enough.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you,
TM, is that the developers?
We've been through, Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh my gosh, enough of the restarts, dude.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Okay.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all
Tie
sounds
shit.
doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I want to go on 430.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
So I can't
Just
see
me
my
and
feet,
Stanley
but I
forging
hear
a new
pant
path,
sounds.
A new story. Well, it could be anything.
Okay.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. use your imagination.
I just want to know why
Whatever
everybody.
it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Why everybody disappeared, gang? Not gonna lie to you. Okay, I'm going in circles. That's awesome.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just
That
don't
was your
acknowledge it.
idea.
Fine.
I am confusion.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How
Okay.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
Okay.
starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
You're living vicariously through me, fam. That's what it seemed like.
Oh, hold on, what's this?
The confusion ending.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
Find the
It's all
confusion
one
ending.
giant ending?
Schedule narrator restart the game.
We're
Fifth
supposed to restart
restart.
the game eight times?
Narrator forgets about previous restarts.
That's really how all this goes?
Narrator restarts the game. Seventh
Determined?
restart. There's no longer an office.
So now,
Simply
according to
black
the
space.
schedule, I
Wander in the
restart again.
blackness.
Then what?
Find a
Am I just
bookstore.
supposed to forget?
Get bored and leave.
Well, what if I don't
Narrator
wanna
restarts the
forget?
game. Eighth
My
restart.
mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
It hurts!
I don't want to be trapped like this.
It
I
hurts
won't
my
restart the game.
brain! I
Do
don't
it. I won't
get
do
it!
I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Aliens!
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm
No!
not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are.
Narrator,
right now.
I think
We'll
you
find out,
don't
won't
know
we?
what you're doing. You suck,
Eventually.
bro. You suck. You
Well,
suck.
in the
You suck.
meantime, if you do...
Damn, that was loud. Bro, alright. You got one more out of me. You got one more out
I
of me
can't
before
wait
I
to
call
tell
it
this
a day.
story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
I don't trust that. I don't trust that. New content, I don't trust you. I'm not gonna lie, I don't trust you.
When Stanley came to the
Wait,
set
no!
of two open
Oh,
doors, he entered the door
I
on his
wanted to
left.
go in there, no. No,
Well,
no, I wanted to
perhaps he
go in
wanted to
there
stop
even
by
though
the
I didn't
employee
trust
lounge
it.
first, just to
Wait,
admonish him. He
beautiful.
could know- Oh, new content?
We ball.
What does that mean, new content?
I don't know how long this video is gonna be, bro, but I'm gonna have to shave it down a little bit. Look, we have a mine cart.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
On home computers is
After receiving critical
Sound
and
like you're talking
commercial
about the
success, it was
Macintosh.
expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features
This ain't PC,
exciting new
gang.
content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
What is Ultra Deluxe about
Okay,
it?
so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Is there a button?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we...
That's what I was thinking,
Should we
Mr.
be
Narrator,
moving
man.
somewhere or... oh, there
I think
go.
that we should be.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Blood, you tripping on the mandem. On the mandem, brethren.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The jump
All right.
circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
What if I just don't jump, right? And then I just come over here.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
But I want to see what jump circle means before I get the door closed on me again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. That it just gave me 36 jumps. That is basura.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
You're telling me, Mr. Narrator, man.
Jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
I don't think
If this
so,
is new
brother, man.
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more.
Counting to 30 trillion
Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
as
I'm
new
ready for
content.
whatever it is.
Sounds like a Ubisoft move or an EA move. Thank you for enjoying
That's
the new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
The
You
night
see,
thing game.
Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for
Greedy
no reason
video
other
game
than to make an easy dollar.
publishers.
And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right
Publishers.
now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I
Developers
intend to
as
flame
well.
these people on Twitter
But-
and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
Publishers-
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm
More
afraid.
often.
It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay, if it brings me back to square zero, I'm gonna end the video. Oh wow, this is not the same. Interesting.
Stanley,
Very
come over
interesting.
here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Sure. Coffee nut. Interesting. So how y'all
Okay,
been? Y'all been
remember
good?
how cheap and unsatisfying
Y'all wanna
the new
subscribe?
Ultra Deluxe
Subscribe to me?
content turned out to be. But
You
it
know what
got
I
me
was thinking?
about the past and how much better the Stanley
If I started a
Parable used to
GoFundMe,
be. So I made something special
and 1 million
and tucked
people
it
sent
away
me
here where
$1.
the game's developers won't find it.
how fire that would be.
Little secret.
You know what I mean?
Take a look.
Like, what if that actually
I call it
worked?
the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Why is there a framed dollar?
Doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013?
Framing that is bizarre.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
I'm off a bean right now.
Stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10.
Don't read any
from
reviews except this
Destructoid.com.
one.
James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
Does Design Museum Design of the Year?
Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created.
It was literally.
It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour is a tad bit of a stretch. I'm gonna be real. The original remake.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else.
9 isn't perfect.
It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley.
Why are you talking to me like it's my fault?
Back to have it all over again.
I am very much confusion. Oh, the door's open now.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Steam reviews.
Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from
Steam,
the online video game distributor.
What
I
the
haven't
heck?
looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Not recommend.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
They put his ad on the thing,
Trying to be
but
funny.
good.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
Buglivia?
I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable.
That is
But the game
hilarious.
is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I need that man in my chain,
Okay,
got
let's
me
see what
dancing
this
on
one
that beat.
says.
Martin Luther
While the
King
idea for
black,
games
that
is
means
good,
I'm
for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can
repeating
tell
the
me if
whole
I'm
no
preachy.
choice in
Honestly,
games
you
thing over
can.
and over again. For somebody who prefers non-linear
actually quite
games,
shocking
preaching
for
this
me.
gets annoying fast.
I always will,
It's
to be
neither a
honest. I
revelation
had
nor very
always thought of the
interesting. It is
game's dialogue
thought-provoking
as being
only
rather
in the first
terse
minutes.
to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well,
Semi-fair.
but maybe it wasn't.
Fair critique.
Yeah. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say?
I get that it's supposed to be a parable of something, but listening to that patronizing voice droning on and on just isn't fun. You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's
I wish
happening.
there was a skip button.
That's fair. You do be
A
yapping.
skip button.
You
Well,
do be
yes.
chatting, bro.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then
I'm not gonna lie.
then maybe letting you skip ahead for
I'm
just
not
a moment.
I'm not
surely
mad
couldn't
at
hurt.
that.
Not if it means
not recommended.
These negative reviews from the record.
I don't know about that.
Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot.
I personally like listening to you yap because
starts to bore you with just the push of a button. You'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
That was one player, but all right.
No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness.
Let's see what happens if I just let him yap.
Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up.
Let's see what happens if I just let him yap.
An interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No,
keep yapping, bro.
245. But
keep
the logic
yapping.
of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing.
At some point, he's got to stop.
Left until so much more than forever ago, which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just
what?
Until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be.
Is he repeating himself?
Thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices.
Yeah. He's just saying the same thing over and over again.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes
to your whole monologue,
on the
and it
nature
repeated
of choice in
itself.
video games.
So you're lying. You're lying.
To believe
you're literally
it was
lying.
One of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
It was...
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what
it was an
A+
in Yapology is what it was.
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button.
Get to it, gang.
I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Get on with that!
I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole...
Get on with it!
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door.
Bro, this game is jokes,
bruh. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
The plant died?
I have someone to talk to again.
Oh, I'm crying.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time.
Oh, let's talk to me. Talk to me.
Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close.
How is it not?
I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel.
Maybe you're the one in control. Maybe you're the boss that made everybody disappear.
I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single
There's not
thing
much
I
of a
need,
story.
And God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just...
Oh my gosh, bro. Can we...
Hello, it's you.
Can we get on with the game?
I have had time.
That plant is completely dead.
About everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping
What time is it?
track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not
So the
moved
clock
for
is
one
just for
entire
show?
year?
Awesome.
Let me describe it for you.
A year?
There is only regret.
Bro, this game is just ridiculous. This game is just crazy. Is he even gonna... Is he dead? Did I kill the narrator? The clock fell off. The smoke detector. I'm crying. Oh, this game is dumb.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful
Bro, why are you
demands.
so
then,
mad?
He's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us. Now he went, shut up. It's the inconsistency. It's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment.
Can't please everybody, bro.
If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes, it seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives.
You low-key spin, narrator!
It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing.
Talk
without
to him!
entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so, so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention.
Listen to what he's saying for real.
Away from the bleakness. In effect,
it's all a distraction.
That our entertainment be the collapse.
But this is entertainment. So this is a distraction.
What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are.
So you're adding fuel to the fire.
The human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse.
That's
They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time.
That's a crazy take.
I'm mired in fear and insecurity.
That's a crazy take.
Attempt to tear me down.
I'm not gonna lie.
State of affairs.
That is a wild
Read
take.
These reviews now. You can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves.
Okay, you were spitting, and then your yapping went on for a little bit of an unnecessary level of tirade. You know what I'm saying? So, can we get on?
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Oh, this nigga lost his mind. No, he lost it.
Is never the end, is never the end.
No, bro is tripping. Nah, he's on his Gollum arc.
End is never the end, is never the end.
He's on his My Precious arc. Nah, gang. Nah, you bugging. Big bugging. So what, is it gonna play into how fast I'm gonna press the button now? What? Was there an earthquake? Done broke the fence. He crushed the plant. Or the building crushed the plant. How much time is passing? Oh, he did say that more time passes with each press of the button. So what, is this like a decade? At this point, with how many times I pressed the button? Is time reversing now? Or is all plant life dead because it's the apocalypse? That just sounds terrifying. I rebuke whatever that scream was. Oh, nah, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Okay. What is, has a millennia passed? What happened here? This game is nuts. Wow, this game is actually nuts. Stanley, what have we done? What was that around the corner? Am I tweaking? Oh yeah, it's the apocalypse, bro. Society is cooked. You were already the last man on Earth. Allegedly.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay, yeah, nah. Alright. That's gonna do it for me. TJ Extra Putin, I appreciate you for watching. If you somehow made it to the end of this video, please subscribe, share the video with your friends, repost it on Instagram, repost it on Snapchat, just put it in your group chats, put it in your girl chats, put it in your homie chats. I'd get my watch time up, please. Get my subscriber count up, please. I'm doing this for free. You know what I'm saying? I'm not monetized. I'm making $0 from this. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's come on, bro. Like I have a full-time job, bro. Let this be my full-time job, bro. What are you doing? You don't gotta do much. Just click the video. You don't even gotta watch it, for real. I gotta appreciate it if you did, but even if you don't, leave a couple comments. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Share it. Just leave the video on. Get my watch time up. Anyways, now I'm yapping like the narrator. Appreciate y'all for watching. Bye.